Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ESA Summer Online 2020. We are raising money for our summer fun. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We'd also like to thank Kaspersky, Twitch, and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now it's time for LoveBot with the game Yoshi Story on the N64. So take it away.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. As just mentioned, my name is LoveBot. I'll be playing Yoshi Story for the N64, the Japanese version of the game, which is slightly different. I'll go more into that as we go, but I'm pretty much ready. Timing for the Japanese version starts on resetting the console, so I'll be doing that. And I'm ready to go in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, as mentioned, this is the Japanese version of the game. There is a slight few differences in physics that will be really hard for viewers to catch up on. But as a runner, it's very apparent that the games are a little bit different. Namely, there's things that we can do in the American version of the game where you can jump immediately after sticking your tongue out and so on, which you can't do in this. So, since I play multiple versions of the game, if you ever see me just standing on the ground sticking my tongue out a lot, that's because I'm messing up the different versions. But here we go. We're off, and right away you'll see that this game is very fast-paced. There's a lot of things going on at all times. There, for example, I pulled off a trick called the Dustless Ground Pound, which means there's no dust animation coming up from the ground pound, which saves about 40 frames every time I do that. And since there's a lot of those throughout the run, you actually end up saving a lot of time. And this is a very tight category, so all small movement optimization you can do, you really want to be going for that. Here I'm ground pounding while super happy to reveal fruits. So there's a mechanic in the game when you're super happy after eating one of those happy hearts, and you ground pound just like that. You turn Shy Guys into fruits. So a lot of the stages will be routed around trying to get a super happy heart as fast as possible and end the stage as fast as we can. The other way of playing the game that's very popular is called All Melons, where we only get the melons, but for this category we don't have to worry about any of that at all. I'll be mashing. There's a lot of mashing going on as well. Alright. And I didn't do it, but I almost reset the console because, again, on American version we will reset the console to skip this cutscene. That's why this run is 3 minutes longer. Because you have about 30 seconds in between each stage like this, where we just have to jam out, listen to some good tunes, get situated, breathe for the next level. Which, by the way, blog spoiler coming up, is a quite significant step up in difficulty from the stage we just did, which was very straightforward. This one will have lava pits, and lava pits are instant kill if they touch me, so hopefully I don't jump in the lava, but we'll see how this goes. So right off the bat, there's some tricky movement here I want to do with whipping around just like that and picking up the egg. So a lot of the movements are based around trying to be at full speed at all times, constantly moving to the right. And as you might have noticed, there's no ending to the stage. It ends when you hit the 30 fruits. Which, by the way, I have there it goes. Now you can see how many fruits I have. I specifically hide that because for this stage, it actually lags a bit when you have that up. So I've just gotten used to playing the entire game without the fruit counter. There was a slight difference between American version and Japanese version in fruit placement. The 2 melons I just got there's only one of them on American. So we can actually end this stage slightly faster on JP. Very slightly, but there it almost happened. Almost touched the lava. We good though. There's the last banana, and we out. Black spoiler is done. And this is actually a good time if there's anything you didn't get to mention between the runs or whatever, since we have another 30 seconds here. This would be a perfect time to get any messages in.
Sure. We got a $5 donation from Style Cox, KOX. Love the runs, love the cause, keep up the great work. And a $35 donation from Alpha Centauri. With no comment, but Thanks to his donation and putting $15 to the Knit Stories incentive, this incentive got met and there will be a meme run after the Knit Story run.
God damn. Always good with some meme runs. Alright, so coming up, Cloud Cruising. If you like controller ASMR, this is a good stage. There will be a lot of fast mashing involved, and you'll see why in just a second. This is kind of a run killer level, in the sense that I won't be dying or anything like that. I mean, it could happen, but mostly you have these snakes here. And if you fall off one of these snakes, you have to go all the way back down to reset the snake. It won't spawn if you just stay up here. And there was actually a little bit of a skip there. So you can, if you flutter and cancel your flutter with an X shot and then cancel the X shot with a tongue mashing, you'll go a little bit higher than you're supposed to. So that's basically what I'm doing here. Every single time I get to the max height of the snake that I want to be at, I tongue jump and do all this crazy stuff to get up a little bit faster. So here's a big skip coming up, if I can get it. Let's go. That can be done slightly faster. If I mash super fast, I can get over that Shy Guy that I hit, but it's not a big deal hitting him, but it can be done half a second faster. And here you'll see the Happy Fruit strat I was talking about earlier. I'll be killing all these Shy Guys with ground pounds, and we'll be ending the stage right here. Yoshi, come on! We got fruits to eat, places to be. There we go. And here comes our first midway boss. So each of the midway stages will have a boss. This one is the fastest, but also has the most tech to it. It has like a quick kill where you really gotta mash fast, so hopefully I can show that off. Let's see here. Oh, almost got it. So you have to mash not just fast, but kind of specific in the sense that how high you jump with Yoshi. So the way that we tongue jump in this game is by holding down the A button and mashing B as fast as we can at the same time. Alright, another screen transition, so if there's any immediate messages that you need to shoot off, go. I think something might have happened, so... Alright, maybe not. So we'll be moving into a stage called Jungle Hut now, where there's actually a strat that you can do that saves about 10 to 12 seconds that we cannot show off, sadly, because in the very beginning of the run, you might have noticed there was like a fruit roulette, and I have a 2-frame window to react and hit the A button and select watermelon. And I missed that 2-frame window when we started, so I can't be pulling off the time-saving strat, which I actually don't even have in a PB yet. It's really, really difficult, very precise, loses a lot of time if not done correctly. So we'll be going with the next fastest method here, and which is what I do in my PB, and what everybody except for number 1 and 2 in the leaderboard, Dan Salvato and Miri, is doing. Everybody else is doing this strat here. We want to ground pound here and get a super happy heart. Wait a little bit and ground pound to turn all these Shy Guys into fruit. And now all my movement in this room is pretty specific, because if I move too far to either of the side, I'll be despawning fruit. And the route is very specific, so I want all these fruits here. But that went really well, actually. So this stage is a little bit different from the other stages that you saw where you just move to the right. This one, you start in the hub world, you have these different huts that you need to visit. And it has the mechanic of this big egg that we'll be using right here. There we go. I actually haven't even talked about those big hearts that I just picked up. They determine what stages I can select next. So I'm very specifically picking up hearts that I want that are like in my way. but also a specific amount of hearts per stage so that I can actually select the levels that I'm supposed to select. So here it was very important that we got 2 hearts, so we can select 5-3, which is Guy Limbo, actually my favorite stage in the game. But that's coming up next. More mashing of text here. Alright. So yeah, as I said, Guy Limbo, my favorite stage. Just the aesthetic, the music, the mechanics of the stage is really, really good. It's a really hard stage because it's done in full speed. So hopefully I can pull off all the full speed strats where I never really slow down at all. It looks really interesting when done right, so hopefully I can show that to you guys. But so far this run is going pretty well. My main concern about like estimate and all this stuff is dying in this game because it's super time consuming to die. So let's just not do that. But here we go, my favorite stage, Guy Limbo. And right off the bat, I already slowed down a little bit there. That's not what you want to do. It's no big deal, but everything is done so fast here that it looks good if it's all good. There we go. There we go. And egg management is also super important for this stage, so I'm eating enemies and picking up eggs at specific points because I want a specific amount of eggs. So that I can pull off this shot right here. Boom. So I don't know if you were able to see what happened, but I shot an egg upwards to hit a button that triggered the happy heart. And then I whip around real fast to shoot the happy heart basically on the frame that it spawns. Okay. There we go, you needed a big mash there. Here comes Lucky 2 with his water bucket, and he's a real nuisance. If I don't move kind of precise here, he's gonna bop me with the water. He almost just did. Okay, and I got like a swag X shot on that Shy Guy. Holy moly, that was exciting. Okay, we made it through though. We made it through. Any final messages before I go into the last stage of the game here?
Sure do. We got a $20 donation from Acid Panda. Just saying, the anthem is calling.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, Ghost Castle. Last stage of the game. Well, not specifically of the game, but the last of the run. There's other categories that will do every single stage in the game and so on. But for this is our last stage of this category. It's also done really quickly because there's another strat with the super happy heart and turning enemies into fruit, which you'll see here. And then we'll be moving on to our final boss fight with Baby Bowser, but in due time. Here, so these big boosts will react to my footsteps. So if I stop for just a frame there, he stops following me. And then I can make this cycle to the door before this boo gets me. And walking through the doors at this specific like midpoint is actually kind of important. It took me a while to realize this when I started out running the game. The animation of Yoshi going through the door is really slow, and it's based on where in the door you go through. So you wanna be in the middle, just like that. Alright, this is our last room of the game outside of the boss fight, and you'll see why in just a second. Here we just want to get as many fruits as we can on the way. We don't worry too much about it though. Bad RNG there. The boost movement here is random, so... But there, on that rock, we had a super happy heart hidden. Oh, can I get this banana, please? And we're done. So you see that room trivializes this entire stage so much because there's so many boos, they all turn into fruit, And this is our final boss fight. Timing will be a little bit after the boss fight, just because Japanese timing is a little bit different. See if I can pull off some swag strats of killing Bowser here. So right now he's stun locked. When he goes into the next phase, I preemptively put down an egg there, so that explosion should hit him. Beautiful. And now we just mash. And that's it. That's Yoshi's story for the N64 on the Japanese version. It's been done. It's over. So timing is in a few seconds here. After the score screen has done tallying up and you put in your last input on the controller, that's when the run ends. So get ready on time, and I'll say when. This went really well. This went really well. Like, not PB run in any capacity, because PB is very tight for this game, but this was a really good run. So timing's coming up. Time.
It was actually a really quick run.
It is very quick. It's over super fast. And for tradition's sake, I put in ESA, and I would put... I guess I'll put 20. There you go. That was it. My name was LoveBot. I really enjoy running Yoshi's Story. It's my favorite game. I'm very passionate about it. So thank you so much for letting me run it. And yeah, have a really good marathon for the rest of what's left, which is still quite a few days. So stay tuned, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Yeah,
thanks for the run.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And yeah, next up after a short intermission will be Whipsy and the Lost Atlas, run by Mod366. See you in a bit.